Welcome everybody to episode 10 of the Valkence Family Podcast. Holy shit, we're at episode 10. That's insane. If you have never tuned in, welcome. I'm your host. My name is Bite Me, or you can call me Luke. With my co-host, LadyEverity. Hello, Lauren.
Hello.
Hello, or you can call her Lauren. One of the two. And yeah, this is the Valkence Family Podcast. We have a special guest today. We have another streamer. We got ourselves Kittykat.
Hello.
Also known as Justine.
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's go. It's going good. How are you guys?
It's going fantastic.
Doing
That's
great.
great. That's good.
Buzzes and chills.
I mean, it is chills. It's winter soon in Canada, so.
I'll say winter. We're still enjoying fall. We still got the fall vibes.
I'm not. I'm getting
enjoying
snow next week, so.
What?
Yeah.
We're enjoying fall too, but it was literally 1 degree this morning, I think.
We talked about this last time. You and you crazy Canadians with your crazy weather.
Well,
I
that's
know.
that's just normal weather for us, so.
No,
Yeah.
that's not normal.
It was.
It is for us.
It was -4 the other day, so.
Yeah,
It's cold.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Please tell me my recording is going proper. Let me check. All right, it actually. Wow, it looks like it's going good.
Holy crap!
That's good.
It looks sweet. If it turns out shit, apologies to viewers and/or listeners. If you're watching this, I might look like garbage with a lot of skip. If it looks better now, sweet.
So we should have asked you before we started. Do you prefer to be called Kittykat or Justine for this? Like, do you care? Does it matter?
I don't
What do you
care.
want?
You can call me Justine. It's okay. Or you can call me
Okay.
Kat. It's whatever comes out.
So do you want to kind of
Oh,
introduce
Justine.
yourself a little bit? Tell us where people can find you on social media and all that jazz.
Yeah, so I am on almost every single social media. On Twitch, you can find me at Kittykat23, and on TikTok and Instagram, you can find me as Justine Bijou, or if you search up Kittykat23, you can also find me there. I am also on Twitter, but I do not know how to use that app properly, so, but I'm also Kittykat23 on Twitter as well, or Kittykat23JB on Twitter. Yeah, I think that's all the social media sites.
Fantastic. And we should have all of your links to your socials down in the description once this
Yes.
once
Go
we're all
check
done.
me out. I
Yeah.
like to talk a lot, so.
Along with us, that's why we have a podcast.
Exactly.
So we all like to talk. So that's very, very good.
Yep.
So
So yeah, kind
Matt
of going
was,
off
Matt-
that.
I was just about to say, going off that, do you want to say it, Lauren? Because Matt was kind of saying that we could say it.
We're allowed to say it. So, we all like to talk a lot, and Luke and I have kind of done the podcast for a little while, and Justine now is gonna have her very own podcast. It's super exciting.
I am
Yeah.
very excited.
So
Yes.
you want what's the name? What's the concept?
So, my podcast will be called Just Justine Time, or JJ Time, because it's a lot easier to say. And
Yeah.
it will be about psychology, and it's going to be mostly centered around mental disorders, talking about the psychology behind it. But as time goes on, it will also be about kind of diving into conspiracy theories, as well as different manipulation tactics you can do for psychology, as well as reading body language. It's basically all that kind of stuff, just psychology talk.
Okay.
So yeah,
Hello.
then
That's sweet.
yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Seriously.
yeah.
Props to
And
you. Props to
thank
you,
you.
for starting it up, because
Thank you.
it's an awesome thing. It's a lot of fun.
And I do have a little background in it, as I did do 4 years of psychology with a minor of sociology. So I do know what I'm talking about a little bit. Yeah.
There you go. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Where did you
I
learn
mean,
that?
I've never done a podcast before, but it's going to be very exciting. So
Well, you're doing one right now, so
I am my very first podcast ever.
yeah, it's good. It's good training on not giving a fuck.
Yes.
The intro is always a little bit more awkward, as me and Lauren
Mhm.
always say. Like, it's always for some reason it's always fucking awkward.
The beginning is always weird, and then like once you
It's
like
always,
get
like,
into
super
it and
weird,
just
but
start
then
chatting.
Literally,
Yeah.
as soon as you stop the intro and you start just chit-chatting, you're lost. You're gone. You're in the moment. You're in the conversation.
Your own vibe.
Yeah, you're literally
Yeah.
just sitting there, you're vibing, you're chilling, you're chatting, and you got your things to talk about, and it's a lot of fun. So yeah, it's a great time.
No, that's also it's awesome that like people say like, oh, what do you do? And just like, oh, I content create, I stream, and just like, oh, so you went to college, you didn't use your major, but you're using what you used in college and stuff, and like, and bringing it into it. So that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I like getting so you're a dropout, and it's like, well, no, not exactly. No, I get that, but yeah, it should be fun. I know it's also nice that because a lot of people on the internet who talk about mental illness and wellness, I feel like are just talking out of their butt sometimes, and I
agree with that.
Like,
it really
I'm not trying to get into it, but do we know? Do you guys know who like Only JS is? I'm not like saying anything, but do you know who she is? Like the psychology girl who does 5 fun facts. No,
I'm gonna say two things. One, no, and two, Lauren. This could be a whole nother fucking topic for another day. Not to steal your ideas, Justine, but like, honest to fuck, like. People talk out of their asses. I suffer with like really, really bad anxiety and depression. So, like, you know,
I can be your counselor. It's okay.
Hey, I mean,
but there's so much
I need one. Mine fucking mailed on me. So, literally, the doctor situation where I live and mental health is not in a good position at
I can
all,
completely agree with you. I could tell you about my experience with doctors and mental health. So, I mean, it's so bad. I mean, like, I've went to 4 doctors to try and get medicated for adult ADHD because
we'll do an episode on your stream too about this. One of these.
Okay, well then, you know what? Check out the JJ. Check out the JJ Time podcast if you want to hear more. I'm joking.
But yeah, no, it's the whole mental health thing is it's fucked. But anyways, continue with that person.
Oh yeah, Only JS.
That just talks out of their ass.
Well, I wouldn't say she does that because like there is some relevance to it, but she did get called out for using like topics off of the internet. Like if you search up 5 fun facts about psychology, she takes from that, which is nothing wrong with that. I don't get because like don't get me wrong, I that is how you take psychology ideas is from the internet. But the issue that I have with it is so she claimed on one of her videos that Lauren, you are going to relate with me because it's about periods. She basically, I know it's like TMI, but she basically said that you do not have to wear a tampon or a pad going into a swimming pool because the water pressure will keep it all in, so you don't have to wear a tampon, which is, you know, a complete lie. It's not true. Like, it's not true. Like, yeah, okay, maybe, but the second you get out of a swimming pool, you're just, it's Red River. Like, you're not. And I don't like that because it's misleading, like, younger kids who are going to go to a swimming pool.
If I go underwater with a big fucking knife and just slit my fucking arm open, okay? Is all the pressure from the water going to keep me alive while I'm under there? And then as soon as I get out, am I going to fucking just piss blood? No! You're going to bleed out in the fucking water!
Literally. And that's what I don't like about it, is because the fact that you can just read from the internet and then say it and think it's true, like, it's not. And that's what I don't like. Like, it's nothing against her. Like, she does her thing, but I just don't like the misinformation that gets spread with mental... Well, even though tampons and swimming is not psychology related, it's just something I remembered.
It's also, like, it's irresponsible to, like, because people... That's the internet is kind of where people are getting all their information from. So there's like so much conflicting stuff, and when it's someone that they trust or think that they trust,
either get your facts straight or tell them that you just straight up don't fucking know and that you're just taking a guess. Like, tell
but
them,
you know, everyone lies on the
this
internet.
This is a shot in the ballpark, like.
But it really sucks because it really seems like everyone lies on the internet to an extent, especially the lifestyle vloggers. That is not. I don't know. I'm not going to cancel myself. So. I mean, I can say
I've never lied on the internet, and I'm proud to say that.
I can say that when I played World of Warcraft when I was 13, I did say I was a 16-year-old. That is the most lying I have ever done. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, to be fair, I've done the exact same back in the day on like.
Oh, so you lied too
Halo.
then? You're a liar right now then.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, fucking right. It's Halo 3 lobbies, Modern Warfare lobbies, like Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare lobbies. Like, you'd have to like try and deepen your voice and tell people you were.
If I'm gonna shit,
or else
if
you were getting shit on.
Exactly. It's like I am not an 11-year-old going to be arguing. I'm a 16-year-old gonna shit talk, you know? You don't need to know.
Yep. Yeah, you don't need to know. What you don't know don't hurt you, so you fuck right off.
Yeah, and I also own 3 Bugattis and a mansion. Like, you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know.
But yeah.
It's not the age of the 360 anymore, where you can. I don't know if you guys ever have seen or remember the Xbox 360, where you could send messages to people, and you could send picture messages to people.
I do
Way
remember
back
that.
in
Seems
the day.
dangerous. That's
yeah.
It was so fun. The amount of people that just sent me the middle finger is not even fit.
Oh,
Like,
we're going
just
middle
so
finger. I thought
funny.
we were gonna go something way worse. Okay.
No,
Me
no,
too.
no, no.
We're keeping it PG.
No, for once we're actually keeping it PG. Like
Okay.
I've never, even as a younger kid back then, playing games. I mean, relative to today, like because it was the first of its kind back then. Like I've never gotten a dirty message, or well, maybe a message, but like never a picture message. Like it was always somebody pissed the fuck off. So
Well,
yeah.
okay. So this
You're
is kind of
lucky.
on topic to what we're talking about, but off
I
topic to
am.
Justine. I someone told me that like one of the games, I think it was, I'm not going to say the name of the game, but like predators are using this game as a way to like communicate to little children and trying to like lure them, and like, so that seems like a dangerous thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that just went really dark. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I was
No,
like,
I was
yes,
just like- I was like,
pedophiles are a bad
confused.
thing. Well, no, I
Also,
know, I know what you mean.
Forgive on the sound for a second. Okay, I'm done. We're good. Sorry. Sorry.
Let's bring this back to Justine.
Yeah.
What made you choose the username Kittykat? Like, how did that all come about?
So I was in grade 6 and I wasn't allowed social media. And so I went behind my mom's back and got Instagram. And at the time, I was really obsessed with, no, it goes farther than that. So Club Penguin, back when I was in grade 5,
I'm sorry to cut you off. How old are you?
I am 21.
Oh, what?
What?
You're a baby.
I am a baby.
You're a baby.
I am
What
a little
the
baby.
fuck?
How old are you?
27.
I'm 38.
You're 28?
I'm 38.
38.
She's 38. I'm
Yeah.
27.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang. Yeah, I'm a baby.
You're a baby.
I thought you were my age, not
No.
21.
Do I look that old to you?
I
Do
thought
look
23.
that
I don't know
old?
why 23, but
Everyone thinks 23. Everyone does. 23 or 24. So.
Do I look like I'm 27?
No. And Lauren does
Okay,
not look like
good.
she's 38, so.
oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's
But
the
no.
answer I was looking for.
But no, so when I was in grade 4, I was really obsessed with Club Penguin, and I actually just got a cat named Snowy, or a kitten at the time. So I literally thought of Kitty Cat, but I didn't want to put a C, so I put a K because I thought it was so cool doing Kitty Cat. And 23 comes from my birthday. And then yes, when I got social media, I just stuck with it. So, yeah.
That's cute though. It works.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. I mean, the
That's
kitty ear
awesome.
headphones, it all ties in, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I do not know how to talk.
No, I mean that was a good answer. So
I was gonna
okay.
say, I'm going, never mind.
What?
Nothing.
Say it. Say
Nothing. I'm
it.
mumbling. Just do your thing. No, continue. Do your thing.
Oh my god. Okay. So when did you start gaming? Like,
So
was it
the
something
very
you
first,
always did, or?
yeah, so my first ever gaming console was back when I lived in Cabry, and so I think the youngest I was in grade 1 or 2, and my dad got a PS2 from a garage sale. And I will say the first ever game, well, I had a Nintendo before that, a Nintendo DS. And I would play like Fashionista and Mario 64. But then my first like actual console was the PS2. But the only game, or the only two games that I had was Spyro and The Suffering, which was an 18 plus game at the time, and I was in grade 1, and that game traumatized me. But it made me terrified of horror games to this day, but it kept on, and I didn't get into PC gaming until actually I was in university. I was strictly PS4 all the way growing up. I played Fortnite in high school as well as Smite. And then the only reason why I got into PC gaming was actually because of my boyfriend, Ryan. He plays CSGO, and he's like, and he always complained that I didn't have a PC when he came over and that he couldn't play CSGO. So I finally got my first gaming laptop for my first year of university, and that's what got me into Valorant. And then I started Twitch streaming because the COVID happened. I don't know if we can say that, but the COVID happened, and
Matt will bleep it out if you ask. Just replace it with something else on the screen if you got it.
And then my mom was really strict with it. Like, she was terrified of the virus, and so she would like get really angry at me if I left the house at that time. So I said, fine, if I can't talk to friends in person, I'm gonna talk to friends, random strangers on the internet. And that is why I started Twitch streaming, and here we are.
Like the compromise. Can't talk to my friends, so here's a couple hundred random strangers.
I'm gonna talk to strangers.
Exactly. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. At least you made a lot of good friends during that time.
I did.
Because it was definitely a hard time, and
it was.
Especially at like the very, very start. I remember like at the very beginning, especially with I actually don't even want to say the event, but with everything happening during the very beginning, it was actually, I was getting kind of scared. Like I was actually fully getting kind of nervous and scared, like saving every napkin, like
the toilet paper.
The shelves were going empty everywhere of everything. I was actually getting horrified. So like it was a tough time. So being able to get online and stream and talk to other people around the world and have all that sense of comfort was really nice.
Well, and it's especially nice because I was deemed an essential worker, so I had to, like, I worked at Canadian Tire all through COVID, so I had to go to work. And it the most it was fine because like
Canadian Tire. Okay.
I did. I worked at Canadian Tire for 5. Well, if you go, so I've worked at Canadian Tire for 5 years because I got transferred. I moved from Saskatchewan to Alberta, and when I worked in Saskatchewan, I started working there when I was 16, and I ended there when I was moving to university. So I worked there until I was 18, but I came back in the summer. I was strictly housewares, but by the end of it, I've worked every single section, and I love the garden center the most because I now know a lot about plants.
I was gonna say that'd be a really, really good section.
And it got a really nice tan because you start in like March and you're just constantly outside. So that was nice. And then when I moved to Alberta, I worked in the sporting department, and that was really good because I was a boxer at the time. So
fun. Nice.
Nice. I could beat you up. No.
I could beat you up.
I could beat you.
Oh, probably. Protect you. You can take care of yourself.
Exactly.
Geez, my aunt was in kickboxing, so I don't doubt it.
Oh, nice. I did boxing and I did boxing and Muay Thai. Is what I did.
That's awesome.
I
Yeah.
did Taekwondo. So did Lauren,
Nice.
actually.
I did, yes.
Taekwondo's it's slow for me. I can't do Taekwondo. It's a lot of discipline
See,
and the movements.
That's what I liked about it.
Yeah.
It's slow at the beginning once
Mhm.
once you get higher up. And I went to I never told you this, Lauren, but I went to a couple of tournaments where I actually fought.
Ornaments.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that was actually a lot of fun. And yeah, like you had it, like they counted points. Like if you blocked,
Yeah.
you were good. Like you hit your body shots. If you could roundhouse good and hook them in the head, you were getting a lot of points. Like
Right.
it was awesome. I remember getting second place.
Nice.
Really good.
Second place in the tournament. Yeah, so I was
That's
super
insane.
super happy. Yeah, and I was after that I was really good buddies with the guy that won first place. And
Nice.
See, I liked
he was a belt
the-
higher than me. It was awesome. So
I like
yeah,
the forms and the
once you get-
discipline, but
yeah,
sparring
once
was
you
not
get-
my thing.
yeah, once you get higher up, I did like the sparring, but I don't like it as much as like Brazilian jiu-jitsu or anything like that. Not nearly as much. Not even close. But it does teach you a good form, and it teaches you a good strong kick. So
Yes.
like if I was to kick somebody right now, I guarantee you they would feel it.
Mhm. We also learn how to kick with not breaking our toes, because a lot of people
Also
kick with
good.
their toes.
Yeah.
But you gotta kick with the shin. You gotta, like...
You gotta like
Yeah.
flex your feet back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
exactly.
I was a competitive fighter for a while. I started off in my little club in Swift Current, and I sparred with a 40-year-old heavyweight. That was terrifying. Yeah.
Excuse me, wait,
I will
do you want
yeah.
to repeat that?
Well, so since the
I
club was
sparred with a 40-year-old fucking heavyweight.
yeah.
All
Well,
right.
so, this club, I was the only woman in the club. There was how do I explain this? The club was, you could either focus on the boxing side or the conditioning. So you would get girls coming in, but they would only do it for the workout, not actual fighting. And so
Yeah.
I wanted to actually fight, and actually I had an argument with my whole family about it. They did not want me to go into competitive boxing because they said I would break my pretty face, and they were so against it. Like they were like, well, what if you break your nose? Like what's gonna happen? Like you're gonna have a messed up face. And I was like, I want to fight.
You said it,
you
move
let
on.
that fucking
Yeah. Yeah, and so I started at the club, and then I got offered to like fight competitively, so I did my sports physical and I got cleared. But since no girls would fight in my hometown, I would go up against a 40-year-old boxer, this really buff dude. I think he was is it welterweight? Welterweight's above lightweight, right? Yes. He was a welterweight, and he was like freaking beefy and buff, and like so I had to learn pretty quick. Like they would go easy on me, but then I would always be like, no, like you gotta show me what it's like to fight. And so I've been knocked out, and it hurts.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It does. When I thought I was getting good, we got this new guy. He came from, I think, Gull Lake or something like that, but he was like the number one. He was 14, I think, but he was the number one boxer in his like province for his age. And I was like, 14-year-old, like, easy. And he kicked my ass in the sparring ring. So, yeah. I got humbled so hard. Oh my God. I got dropped in like 2 minutes. And I was like, okay, gotta work on this.
I remember getting high kicked in the eyeball, and that
Yeah.
sucked.
Yeah.
Even the guy that kicked me, like, stopped immediately. He was like, oh, shit. He was like, I'm so sorry. Are you good? I was like, I can't see. I was like, that hurts so bad. He was like, let me help you, dude. Let me help you back and sit down. I was like, thank you, dude. I grew up with the guy in school, so
Nice.
that was a bonus.
It
was a sparring day in Taekwondo.
Yeah.
And he just high kicked, and the tip of his shoe got me right in the fucking eye. It hurt. But luckily it wasn't too bad, so.
I have a funny story. My I guess my boyfriend at the time, he went into the sparring. I took him to one of my classes, and we decided to spar together, because you are allowed to spar without a medical as long as you don't hit for the face and it's consensual. And I remember that he had a mouth guard and everything, and I remember he was like, you can hit me in the face, like, it's fine, like, you won't hurt me. And I was like, okay. And like the first bout, I clocked him in the face, and I hugged him, and my coach was like, that's the first time I've ever seen someone hug someone in a ring. And I was like, I felt so bad. Oh my god.
No, he deserved it.
He deserved it, yeah.
For some reason, that reminds me of like backyard boxing with like my friends back in the day, and like I don't know why everybody was always afraid to box my bigger friend. Like I think we had only boxed once or twice, but the one time I remember, I think I stopped because we were just beating the fucking shit out of each other, and it was like my face was just getting sore. I was just like, I'm done, dude. Let's smoke a joint. Like, this is Canada. Come on. Like,
this is Canada.
But like, before we even begun, like, I looked at him. I was like, hit me. He was like, what? I was like, punch me in the face. Hit me with the gloves on. And like, we were fighting. He did. I was like, all right, we're good. I just needed that little taste, and then after that, I was like, all right, let's spar. We're good.
Nice.
Golden. After he gave me that little taste, I was like, that's all I needed. Now
Nice.
I know what to expect. So, I don't know. That your story reminded me of that, which, geez, that brings me back in time. That was a long time ago. See,
Good old days.
I could go on forever. Good old days. See, we're amazing at talking. Like, how many topics are we on right now? And let's see, 28-minute recording time. Okay.
But that's just kind of the way it goes. Like, everything flows.
Mm-hmm.
Damn right it does. It's fucking awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Let me see. All right. Lauren asked the last question, so I guess I can look here and find something to ask you. All right. I got you. So, what's it like being a creator? What are the struggles you face? Are there any downsides? And what do you enjoy?
Ooh, all right. So I'll say that in 3 parts then. So, what was the first part?
What's it like being a creator?
Okay. It's pretty good. It's really nice how you can honestly sit at home and play video games all day and call it your job. It's kind of awesome.
It is.
Yeah, and I really do like the community aspect. Like, I love my viewers and the community. Like, it's like a bunch of friends. Like, I don't have many friends in person. I think I have 2 in-person friends.
Dude, I literally have the exact amount of friends IRL. Actually, no, sorry. I got 4. Sorry. I got an extra 2. Because
you picked up an extra 2 friends.
I have technically 2 of them are cousins, and 2 of them are just their significant others. So there you go.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
2 are significant others. What does that mean?
I have 2 cousins, and they're both girls, and their boyfriends are like my best friends.
Oh, okay. I get what you were saying. Okay. I thought you were like into polygamy. Yeah. I was like, wait.
I'm gonna say I got 3 friends. I'm gonna count as my cousin as a half.
Okay.
So we'll go 2 cousins as 1, and then the 2 friends on top of that. So I'd say I got about 3.
Nice.
Even though it's 4. Don't mind me. I'm just being fucked in the head. Right.
No, you're good. What was the second part of that question?
Where was it? Jeez. Are there any struggles? Yeah.
It's the struggles. Okay.
Any struggles that you face or anything like that?
Yes.
In
so
your
many.
Creating ventures and stuff like that.
My number one struggle, and it sounds like weird, but I was like known as like I don't know. In high school, some people considered me the weird kid. Other people, I was like the bounce around friend, like where I could be friends with the populars, I could be friends with like the druggies, I could be friends with anyone. You know what I mean? Like I never had a solidified friend group. But one thing I know.
You're making me sound like me big time.
Yeah.
But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I was never popular, but I was never like hated, right? I was just middleman. And I remember, oh my God, this brings me so much anger. And you know what? If you're watching this, anyone from my hometown, you know who you are. And it's literally, there's two types of people that I get now. There were some hot guys in my high school, like, you know, you got the hockey players, the baseball players, like, you know, and I was in their biology class and they never spoke to me. They didn't even look in my direction. And now that I have you know, a little bit of following on social media, they have all messaged me, talking to me, saying how hot I was in high school and how they want to talk to me, get to know me. And I'm like, why didn't you get to know me in high school? Like, what was the big deal?
Exactly, yeah.
Well, why are you talking to me now?
It was really funny because I had somebody, I put it on Snapchat that it was live, and somebody from my Snapchat came in and followed me, and they were talking, and they were like, "Oh, I've seen your Snapchat, figured I'd come in." I was like, "All right, who the fuck is it? Who are you?" I was like,
Literally.
"Who the fuck are you?" And they fucked with my head, just like every fucking buddy, every person, almost every person I know fucked with my head, and they would not tell me who they were. But they see, like, after so long, people are finally realizing, like, oh fuck, like, he's okay, like you, like, he's getting a bit of a following, you know what I mean? Things are kicking off a little bit.
Yeah, I can vouch for that too, because my second thing was, so I had those, like I had the guys who would like message me and be like, all that, but then I also had girls back who didn't like me then, or even if they were friends. I have had 2 friends turn on me and say that the fame has gotten to my head and that blah blah this blah blah blah, and like I had a girl message me saying that I was full of myself and that no one likes my TikToks and no one likes this and that I'm fat and I'm only famous, or like, I'm not famous, I'm only a thing because of I'm a girl, and that like all of this, like, nothing matters, like you're a no one. And I've had so many messages. It is jealousy, but it hurts to know that like one of my friends back from high school totally turned on you. You know what I mean?
It does hurt, and it sucks, and I totally understand it because I literally had to cut out so many people out of my lives, and they know, again, if they're watching the podcast, you know who you are.
You know who you are, exactly.
But I just I had to cut them out. They thought, you know, like, I have medical problems. I do, like, physical medical problems, and people have known that for years where I live. And like my best friends were like, "You gotta get a job. You gotta get a job. You gotta do this. You gotta do that." And I'm like, I'm trying. I'm trying my best. Like, I get a job and then I work my ass off and I'm fucked for 2 weeks. And then I'm in the hospital pretty much dying and I lose my job. Like, and then finally I've gained a bit of popularity, and a friend comes back and appreciate the apology and all. But, you know, old friend comes back and they say, "Oh, I didn't know what you were trying to do. I just thought you were lazy and this and that and just wanted to play video games all the time." And I'm just like thinking in my head, trying really hard to be incredibly nice, not to stoop on their level. But in my head, I was like, bro, you knew I had fucking health issues. Like, you asshole, you fuckhead. But I was a man, so
I wouldn't have been as forgiving. I don't know, like, and Justine, maybe you can talk more about the psychology of it, but like, I feel like if you've burned me once, you've shown your true colors, you shouldn't. I'm not gonna let you back in.
I will never. Just because I say I forgive doesn't mean I'm ever going to forget.
Yeah. Well, and that's something I've dealt with that. And like another thing I was gonna say is I don't like, and I'm not trying to say like I'm not rich by any means. Like I'm nowhere like that. Like I was a broke university student like a year ago, kind of thing, right? Like I'm just now. I would say I have income, but not a lot. But I have enough to live. You know what I mean? And
That's right.
I'm comfortable. And something that I've noticed is I can't say specifically. I'll say friends and stuff. I don't like how it seems like people tend to use us more than actually be friends with us. And it really, it's given me the notion of like, that you can't trust anyone in this field of work anymore. And it really does suck. Like, I had a friend, she came down for the summer or whatever for just like a festival.
I trust you, sorry to cut you off. I trust you guys and everybody else online more than I do anybody in my area. Anybody.
I totally agree with that. Like, I had a friend who came down, and I was talking about, like, social, like, I get deep with my friends. Like, you know, you talk about the trueness of social media. You're not gossiping, but there is some dark sides to social media that a lot of people don't know about. And I was discussing this with, like, two of my friends, and my one friend actually secretly recorded me, and she told me after that she recorded everything, and she thought it was funny, and I'm like, don't do that. Like, that is so bad. You can ruin a reputation just by doing that. And it made me really think, like, you don't know who's recording you. You don't know what could come out about you. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not saying I say anything bad. It just really sucks that you can't be, like, honest with people anymore without them, like, either trying to blackmail you or something.
Exactly.
They always have this collection of things that, like, one day they can use it against you if they really wanted to, and that's not cool.
Exactly. Well, like, that's what happened back in my hometown. Something really serious happened a couple years ago. I'm not going to get into it, but something serious happened with me, and I've had people threaten to leak that information about me when it's really private stuff, and like I don't want on the, and like I've had people literally be like, if you don't send me money, I will leak this. And I was like, what? Like, why is this a thing?
That is messed up.
That's fucked up.
That's
and like it's not even bad, it's just more personal, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like, you can leak it if you want, but like you're making a fool out of yourself. Like,
you really are. Plus like, see also, okay, before I get into that, I want to backtrack and say that everybody around here I'm very meh with, because I really like to get along with everybody. I'm a very nice person. I'm not a fighter.
Canadians.
I'm really a lover. I just love to get along with everybody. Like, all my old friends, like, I'll still get along with them, but I still don't trust anybody. But anyways, I get along with everybody. But going back to it, I do want to give a shout out. Failed evening. You know who you are. Good friend of mine in real life, very trustworthy and awesome person. So not everybody is a piece of shit around here. So
it's funny, like, you guys are like the Canadians are all sweet and
I know.
The American, like, I don't get along with most people. I hate most people. Like,
well, I've been a
we
people.
We also do, but we choose to get along with them for the simplicity of things.
Well,
that's fair.
For me, I've always been a people pleaser my whole life. It's one of my struggles that I struggle with, and it is because, like, it's really interesting because another struggle that we could dive into is the hate comments, the hate that you get as a social media. Yes. Oh my god, the nights. So, like, I am now about 2 years into, like, my Twitch streaming social media. TikTok didn't come until August of last year, so about a year there. But I cannot stress enough how many nights I have cried because people have been like, oh, you're getting fat, or, oh, like, go eat another burger. Like, the best, but now I laugh at it. I've realized that you, like, it doesn't mean shit. Like,
but still, like,
it still hurts, like... The one comment I got...
That's just nasty. Like, why be a piece of shit like that?
I know. Well, the one comment I got that, like, still sticks with me is, put a pink toque on her and call her Meg Griffin. And, oh my god, that, like, got to me for some reason. I don't know why. And
if
anybody
really... insults me, I fucking... I roar, because first of all... nobody knows how I grew up. And nobody is ever gonna fucking dig into me harder than I've already been dug into. So go ahead. I dare you.
Yeah.
People have tried, and I just sat there and like just died laughing, just laughing it off, and I'm just like, you really gonna try harder than that? Like that's really not gonna do anything. I don't care. Like I really don't. Like I've been brought up to have no feeling when it comes to people trying to dig at me.
I'm
Like,
trying to figure out like
doesn't
why
work.
people think it's okay to say anything about a person's appearance or like any of that. Like, why do they think that that's okay?
as a psychology student, I've kind of chalked it down to projecting, that a lot of people do project in their comments, and like what that means is like if you're self-conscious about yourself, you're gonna comment something about someone to make yourself feel better. Like yeah, like and one of the, like, a specific situation happened earlier this year. I'm pretty sure I was playing a game, and to put it into perspective, like this was when I first quit Canadian Tire to pursue streaming full time, since I went from, on my feet to 8 to 12 hours a day to a sedentary life. I put on some weight, like it was normal, right? Because I didn't exercise. Like I put on like an extra 30 pounds or something like that, and it was noticeable weight. I'm not saying like I'm fat by any means, but I'm saying that it's noticeable weight gain, right? And I remember on one of my Twitch streams, I had a very loyal viewer, like very loyal. He was there for like a whole year, and out of nowhere, he's like, "I respect my chubby queen," and I was like, "What?" And
Wow.
and I was like,
What?
"What?
Wait,
yeah,
The
yeah,
balls.
the
Holy
balls."
fuck.
And then I questioned him because I thought he was like joking, right? I was like, "What do you mean?" And he had the audacity to be like, "Well, like you've gained some weight over time, so you're my chubby queen now." And I was like, "Oh wow."
Dude
Like,
really said,
really? Yeah, and I didn't even know what to say. I was stunned. So like I kept playing the game and everything. And then I remember this day to a T. I ended stream, and I usually talk with my mods after stream, right? Like we all get into a chat and talk.
That's fucked up.
I bawled my eyes out for like a whole week. Like I couldn't believe it.
That sucks. That's fucked.
I know, especially when they're like a loyal viewer too. Like I didn't want to get like rid of him or anything, but I had to make the decision of like I don't want this in my chat.
Yeah.
So like we had to say goodbye, and he got so angry, like because it was Ghost at the time. He's one of my mods. He got so angry at Ghost, and was just like, I was just stating the obvious, and I was like, don't say that. You're making this worse. Like,
Yeah. You don't have to comment.
Yeah. But yeah, that's been my biggest struggle. It's especially because like going back into psychology, I've struggled with eating disorders my whole life. You know what I mean? Like ever since I was in grade 4, I've struggled with it. So, and I've been clear for 4 years now. Like I'm good, but it was hard to go into social media and get these comments and to not like relapse. You know what I mean? Like it was a struggle. But we're gonna. And then another struggle I had to deal with was my family. And I know my family's gonna watch this podcast. So like grandma, grandpa, mom, and dad, I love you guys so much. I do. But there was a time when I first started streaming, when I first quit Canadian Tire, they were on the verge of like, honestly, like disowning me, like not wanting to talk to me. I wouldn't say it was as strict as that, but I definitely got the like they didn't really want to support me because they thought I was like throwing my life away, because parents don't understand social media, you know what I mean? So they were always questioning me, making sure like, well, you're not making money, like you need an education, because like my grandparents, I always call them Asian white people, because they were so strict on my grade. That's not right. I'm not being racist, but like,
No, I get it. Yeah.
like my grades had to be like, if I got a 98%, they'd be like, why isn't it 100? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, it's nothing against them. Like it's how they brought me up. Like it's nothing wrong. Like it's what made me have a good education, right?
My grandparents and a couple of family members were like that, but luckily my mother was very supportive.
That's good.
In what I do and what I really want to do and everything like that. Like ever since I've been like sorry. Really committed to it. Excuse me, I know.
No, you can.
Ever since I've been really committed to it, and like I've been wanting to since so long, but I've never had the funds or the knowledge or
Yeah.
the equipment.
I so,
I wanted to make content. I just wanted to make people happy. I
yeah,
just wanted to
and
make people smile. That's all I wanted to do. And the day, well, actually, I've had multiple days where people came in and said, like seriously, like heart to heart, like thank you so much for streaming. Like
oh,
you're
me
making my,
too.
like you're making my, and
Yeah.
I'm sitting there trying not to cry, and I'm like, dude, that's all I've ever wanted to hear. Like
Oh,
that's all I've ever wanted. Like
I've had a couple.
I just want to make people happy. But
Mhm.
I'm glad I have a very supportive mother, because most of my family didn't really believe in me either. But they're starting to come around to it now that they're seeing what progress is being made.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me.
Oh.
Like that's exactly what happened to me. Like my parents, they honestly like they were really upset with me. And if it wasn't for Ryan is like the only reason why I could start streaming cuz like he like when I first started, of course you don't really make money, right? And so
Yeah.
he took over all the bills and stuff. And that's why my grandparents and parents like didn't believe in me, and it was really heartbreaking at the time. But now that I'm
Yeah.
like showing them like like this podcast, for example, like y'all don't
Yeah.
believe I'm on this podcast about the podcast, like they're starting to see like, oh, like
He's
you
here.
actually can make a
Yeah.
living out of this, you know what I mean? But no, like
That's the thing
here.
about, like, most
She's
things
here.
that,
We're
like-
all here. This is the
Yeah.
podcast.
But when
Yeah.
you're following a passion, those are usually the types of things that you're not going to make money right away. You're not going to be successful right away. But if you stick with it, it'll have the most
Exactly.
reward. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
but it is definitely a passion and not like.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
and like
it took me a very long time. It took me years, like years. I started on Mixer with 10 megabyte a second internet, like complete garbage. No face cam, nothing. I started with nothing, and people were still
Me too.
interested somehow. And then
like-
I kept evolving, and I kept growing. So I was like, okay, like, keep it going. And finally, now things are really paying off, and things are kicking off much faster, obviously. And I'm like, all right, like this is good, obviously.
yeah. Well, like yeah, I started from nothing either. Like I had a 1050 gaming laptop, and I was streaming in my mom's basement with some Samsung earphones with like the webcam from the laptop. And like
Yeah.
and it's like I started from absolutely nothing. And something that kind of like another struggle or something that bothers me is that I like had no help coming up. Like I built my own self up. Like I had no mods. I had no idea what Discord is. I still don't know how to use Discord correctly. I didn't know how to
Okay,
use OBS or anything.
I'm sorry, I want to cut you off again, but I am in the same boat so much. You don't even understand,
Yeah.
like, so much. Like,
So you might
literally went from nothing.
Mhm.
And you're right, I'm actually still pretty fucking clueless when it comes to this.
well, and me too. Like I've had some really great mods, and great people come around and show me. But something that bothers me, I do not like how many people who try and piggyback off of you. I've had to deal with that more often than I thought I would. Where I've had friends from back home be like, "Hey, I'm starting to stream. Can you help me? Can you build my stream for me?" And I was like, no, you do that yourself. Like if I had to do that myself, you do that yourself. And like I've had people who have tried to be like, oh, like with Valkence, I've had people come to me and be like, oh, well, since you're on Valkence, what can I like let me join? You know what I mean? Like, or oh, I had this one guy. We okay, without giving up too many details, I had this one guy, and he fully tried to change my whole stream, my whole identity, and he would literally be like, we need to play more games together so that I can get more followers. And it's like, no, that's not how this works.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and it really bothers
People have
me.
so many balls.
Yeah,
I know.
That's fucked up. Like I agree, I've had lots of people like ask me to follow them, whatever. But like that's about it. Like if somebody that I know joins my stream or whatever, if I'm feeling generous enough, I'll shout them out. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck.
Well, no, like, and I do too. Like, I'll shove them out, like, too. Like, I'll help you. I'm not a complete mean person, but I really just don't like how people word it, where it's like, oh, well, if you're so big, you can at least help me. And it's like, I guess.
Yeah,
But like,
Well, they're clearly
exactly.
using you instead
yeah,
of like,
well, yeah,
No,
yeah.
Recently I had a friend be like, "Hey, like I just made like an Instagram and Twitch. Like, do you mind following me?" I was like, "Fuck no." I was like, "I'll follow you." Fucking rights. Like the way he
Mhm.
worded, like completely fine. I was like,
Well, no, like I'll
"Absolutely, no
follow
problem."
people. I just don't like
Yeah.
when people are like, "Can I be in your stream?" And it's like, no, not really. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like unless like if I don't know. It's hard to explain really. If you're not in it, you don't really get it, right? But yeah. I don't know. I feel like
Yeah,
if you wanna become a streamer or social media, you gotta build yourself up yourself.
That and you gotta learn how to say no as hard as it is.
Oh my gosh, like I said, I was
That
a
is
people
the
pleaser.
fucking hard. Oh, so am
Oh.
I. It's the hardest thing to
Mhm.
say no. Like
Uh-huh.
when I stream something and I want to be solo, but somebody asks me and I'm just like, ugh, I'm torn. I'm like, for
Mhm.
fuck's sake, like I have to say yes. I
Mhm.
can't say no.
you can say
Mhm.
And then
no.
You can't.
you you can, but like my
Then
inner
people call
soul is
you
just
really mean
crushing
things.
me.
Yeah, and
My inner
yeah.
soul is just crushed every time. I'm like, yeah, all right, you can play. Like,
Yeah.
I'll get over it. I'll get over it. I'll adapt. Whatever. Fuck it. But it ruins my moment for about 10 minutes, and then after that, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that, yeah, people do, yeah, when you want to be solo and people ask, sometimes I can say no, but then there's other times where it's like really, really, really hard to say no.
That can
So
lead
it's like,
into that can lead into another thing where another struggle it is that it really kind of sucks that video games now starts to feel like a job more than just your pastime. And that's something I've
yes.
had to deal with. And I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's like a bad thing that I play like Valorant for 8 hours, but when you play Valorant or a game for 8 hours every single day, or as much as you do, it really, there is days where like you just don't want to stream it because you're just like, I do not want to play this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, after
You just do what I
after
do. You start 1,500 games, don't finish any of them, and then you're good to go.
yeah,
Literally
that's
me.
pretty much yeah, that's me too. I'll get to like 3 hours, maybe 4 hours of Forza in the morning, like with followers and stuff like that. But then after that, I'm like, all right, guys, like I gotta put the stream on BRB. I gotta go and eat, and then after I come back, I'm switching games. Like I can't stay on Forza for
Yeah.
longer. Like I can't. Like I want to play with all of you, but I can't bore myself to that
Mhm.
extent
Well,
because then I'm fucked.
and for me, it's Valorant. Like I love Valorant, but it sucks. It doesn't suck. I can't say it like that. But when I stream it, it's automatically. It's same with you in Forza. Like you play with your viewers, and like I love playing with my viewers and everything. But it does
Yeah.
in a way. Like I like playing Valorant by myself too, and it really conflicts with that where it's like when you do stream Forza or Valorant, it's like you know you're gonna have to like play with people and you can't just like vibe by yourself, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a sacrifice. Like it's not bad at all. I love playing with viewers and everything, but I also
Exactly.
like having a me time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's me with Apex mostly.
Yeah.
Like there'll be a lot of times where I'll want me time on Apex, and a lot of people will. I'll just end up saying, "Yeah, fuck it,
Yeah.
join in. It's all
Exactly.
good."
Me too.
But
Like I'll just be like join. Like it's okay.
like if somebody join, like if I'm streaming Halo, because I grew up with Halo,
Black
like
Ops for me.
it's Halo's my favorite game because I literally 100% grew up with it. That's where my gamer tag came from.
Right.
Was Halo 1. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Where the fuck was I going? Yeah, I spaced out. I literally just feel like a Men in Black, like the Men in Black just came along and hit me with the fucking the chummy light.
Yeah.
What was I saying? I'm actually serious. My brain just wiped. Matt's gonna love this. The viewers are gonna love this.
You were saying that you grew up with Halo and that we were talking about how we can't have our own time now, that we like have to play with viewers and stuff.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm sorry. My brain completely wiped. Sorry.
Sorry.
As soon as somebody sees me streaming Halo, I get super excited. Like if they ask me to play Halo and I'm streaming that, I'm like, hell yeah. Fucking rates, because not enough people play Halo with me, which is upsetting. But when people do ask me, I get super excited. So yeah. But yeah, holy shit, did my brain ever just wipe there? Oh my god. That was horrible. That was terrible. Also, let me see. Where was the? Oh, okay. All right. I got it. Third. Well, should we just? Have you done? Have you? I'm sorry.
You just started like 5 different thoughts and abandoned all of them.
Is there any downsides to your content creation? If we've already done that, then
I think we were just we were talking about that.
All right, well then
wasn't that all we have been talking about this whole time?
Yeah. I'm gonna
about the struggles of social media. Yeah, Lauren, let's take over.
we're gonna talk.
No.
It's my turn. My turn.
What about if you enjoy?
My turn.
What about if you enjoy? Well, yeah. I
well, no, because it's the community and like all that stuff. Were you not paying attention?
I was.
If you want to know where we are, we're on the last part of the 3-part question.
Oh.
Yeah. What's the last part?
There's actually 4. There were 4 parts.
My bad. What's the next part? What's the next question? Like the next part.
Oh. Do you want to?
Yeah. What?
Let's recoup.
Am I not doing it? What the fuck? Son of a bitch. Okay. Fourth part to the question. What do you enjoy about being a content creator?
I definitely enjoy the community the most, like all the new friends and everything. Something I also enjoy, maybe this is a little selfish. I enjoy the attention, because I used to be an attention seeker in high school, which was bad, but I like how you can convey with social media, you can be an attention seeker, but in a good way.
That is true.
Yeah.
I was never an attention seeker, but now that I'm getting a little bit of attention, it's nice.
It's nice. And like not to say like
it's nice, but
yeah, not to say that I'm attention seeking, but I would put it in a way as my mom would always tell me that I would love to be the center of attention. I am loud, I talk, like I always made things about myself, which was very toxic in the day. But with social media, I like how it, I guess, transferred, because I love the talk, I love being loud, and I love being the center of attention. And that's exactly what you get to do when you're a content creator. So
I suppose I'm the same way. So yeah. Guilty.
Like I think everyone's guilty of it. I'm not saying like that's a bad thing. Like you definitely need to
very much guilty.
Yes, because like something I really had to work on was my self-confidence. I have very low self-esteem. It was very hard getting into social media to start, but it really is nice to know that now people actually enjoy like when you talk about things, and like they enjoy your presence, right? Like what you were saying earlier, that people have come to you saying like just how your streams are so amazing. Like I've had people come to me that I've like stopped them from like deading themselves because of my stream, and I'm just like, wow, like I am so happy I have that much of an impact. Like it's really nice that I can talk and share and make people happy.
Exactly. And yeah, I always say that, and yeah, when I get those messages, my heart's melted. I'm sitting there, I'm trying to game, and like I'm like trying to be like nice to them, but at the same time I want to shut the fuck up before you make me cry on fucking stream. I'm trying to play the game. I want to see.
What about
no? But yeah, no, it's super sweet every time. It's very rewarding feeling, because truly that is always what I've always wanted, was just to leave an imprint on the internet in general, just so that my family or anybody in general can always come back and see me.
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted that. And two, I always want to make people smile. It's great.
What about you, Lauren?
I mean, pretty much what you guys said. You're gonna have a hilarious time watching back this video because I've legit spent almost the entire time you guys
Just
have been
listening?
talking, trying to compose myself. I was losing it. Like, absolutely losing it. Oh God.
Okay, well
yeah.
then, why don't you take us from here, since we just like to ramble the fuck on.
Yeah, so I think the last question that we have, do you have anything planned for the future? Any like business ventures or like things you want to accomplish in the near future?
Well, my podcast. That'd be cool. I definitely want to get into merch eventually. And not apparel, merch. Matthew. Sorry.
She specified.
Specified.
Matt's gonna watch this. He's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, I really wanted to get into merch. I've always just been really, like, I've been a self-doubter that I don't think anyone would buy it, I guess, because of, like, who would buy something with me on it, you know what I mean? But now I definitely, I want to work on merch, and I definitely want to further, I guess, like, content creation, because, like, right now, I'm kind of like a split personality on the internet, because if you go on my Twitch, I'm a chatty, bubbly person, but if you go on my TikTok, that's not who I am. If you know me from TikTok, I am a complete different person, and a lot of people get the wrong impression of me. And so I kind of want, and I've heard a lot of people complain about this or talk about it, where a lot of people on social media are famous purely because they're famous. You know, like they flex on what they have and all that stuff. Yeah. And I've like thought about it. I'm like, I want to like bring something to the table with social media. It's just really hard to like get big when everyone else is doing the same thing, and it's like but I definitely want to work on my, I guess, brand as a whole. And like, I don't know, I'm kind of like in like, I guess, limbo right now, where it's like I don't know what direction I want to take anything. But with my new podcast coming out, I definitely hope I can get into like a psychology side of things, so at least I can use my university to some degree.
It'll open up doors.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And I guess if we want to say future my dream has been to own a house, but in this day and age, I do not think I'll ever be able to afford a property of my own.
I was gonna say I'm lucky to get a shed.
I pay $12.50 a month for a 1-bed, 1-bathroom, terrible apartment. Like I like my apartment, but to put in perspective, I've had 3 different infestations and so many problems.
$12.50 a month.
Yes.
Oh my god.
It's very expensive right now.
You guys would throw up if I told you what my place costs.
Shut up! I don't even.
Isn't it the U.S. cheaper?
Disgusting.
No. Well, I live in New Jersey, so.
Yeah, she's in New Jersey. How much is it, Lauren?
Jersey.
My cheap-ass condo, I spend $1,500 a month.
Yeah. Do you with utilities or without?
Without utilities.
Damn, like that's crazy.
Yes, and that's like really shitty. 1 bed, 1 bath, no property. Like it's just the condo. Like
Like right now, I saw online that my apartments are going up to $1,500 a month. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get a notice pretty soon that our rent will be going up. And it's so stressful because like me, Ryan, and I have been looking for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, or 2-bed, 1-bathroom so I can get an office space, because if you can see, I'm in my bedroom right now. You want to hear a psychology fun fact? Just because I can.
Sure.
Because I've been struggling with it. I don't know if you struggle with it, Lauren, but for me, I struggle with the fact that this is my workspace in my bedroom, that I can't go to sleep at night in my bed because I've associated my work with my bedroom. And that's a psychology thing, where wherever your workspace is, that's why they say you should never work in your bedroom on a laptop, because your brain won't shut off when you're on your bed, because you will think that you're working. and that's a struggle.
Totally,
like like I've been sleeping on the couch because I can't sleep. But anyways, what I was saying is we've been looking into 2-bedroom apartments, and the cheapest one that's of at least quality, that's not like run down or anything, is $2,100. $2,100.
That's fucked up.
And like and to get like a decently nice one, like there was this apartment Ryan and I were looking at, it has a fitness center, a spa, rooftop pool. Like it was very nice. $2,750 for a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment. $2,750 without utilities. So $3,000.
I mean, if it's got all that extra shit, then okay. But
but $3,000, like with our minimum wage, $15 an hour, there's no way.
Wait a second.
Oh, you're not. No.
You guys get $15 an hour minimum wage?
That is equivalent. Hold on, that's equivalent to put it in U.S. terms, because everyone's like, oh, that's so much.
We get fuck all.
It's $11 U.S. is what we get paid.
That's still more than we get.
How much do you get? Is it 8?
Wait, let me look it up right now. New Jersey minimum wage, 2022.
I know in Saskatchewan it's I think $12.60 right now. Alberta raised their minimum.
Holy shit!
It's $13.50 where I live. I think
$13.50.
It's more than I thought it was.
How much is it?
It's $14.13, and it's going to be raised to $15 by 2024.
Jeez.
15 USD?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's 21 an hour for us. That's crazy.
That's the state minimum wage. What's the federal?
If I was making $20 an hour right now, I'd be real happy.
Well, yeah, like Ryan, like he got this new job and he's making 21 and he's like, oh, that's not that much. I'm like, you are literally rich compared to everyone who lives in Canada right now.
Okay, so the federal minimum wage is only $7.25.
Wow, that's so low.
Yeah.
Like I don't get how the government thinks we can live, but you know what? It's fine. I don't want to get canceled, so I love you, government. You're great. I love that you take my taxes.
I'm allowed to talk down about my government.
Well, no, it's like I love that you take like half of my money. I love it. At the end of the year,
I
you guys also get the healthcare.
Oh yeah.
You get a lot more than we do.
Stop it. Because
I snap my leg right now and I go to the hospital and I'm like, fix me, and they're like, I took a sociology course about this, and Canadian healthcare, I will debate you that it is actually technically worse than American healthcare, and I'll tell you why. Horrible. It's actually fucking horrible here.
So, and the reason
is so fucking bad here.
Don't get me wrong. So I will agree where I do like how if I have like a pain in my side or a broken finger, I can go and get it for free, right? Like, or if I'm like absolutely dying, I do have free healthcare in that regards. We do still have to pay for ambulances and STARS. I think it's called STARS, which is the helicopter. But anyways,
I don't know that, but okay.
But anyways, my argument is that if you are either older, let's say you're a 60-year-old woman and you need a hip replacement, you have to go on a waiting list for anything. If you want to get tested for cancer, if you want to get a mammogram, you are on a wait list. And how the wait lists work in Canada, it goes by priority. So me as a 21-year-old who needs a hip replacement to a 60-year-old woman who needs a hip replacement, I go before the 60-year-old. And in fact, if you are above 65, quite honestly, you will never get a hip replacement surgery because you are too old, and so they're just wasting product on you.
And fuck old people.
They really no, and that's exactly it. And the argument is that it is better. So if I need, or even like say you have cirrhosis, right? Like a damaged liver, and you usually need a new liver to like survive. And a lot of cirrhosis patients in Canada don't get treated because they have an alcohol problem, and you are at the bottom of the wait list if you need a new liver but have an alcohol problem. And so it goes like that. You can be waiting years and years and years and years. Like, to put in perspective, my dad, sorry Dad if you're watching this, I'm kind of exposing you, he had to get a colonoscopy. He had to wait 2.5 years to get one, and he actually missed his appointment and he got blacklisted, and he's not allowed to get one. Yeah, like from that doctor. You can go to a different one. But the thing is
fucked.
And my argument is that if you need a surgery here in Canada, it is technically better to just spend the 15 grand for the hip replacement and get it done right there and then and you're done, rather than to wait years and years to even maybe think that you might get it. And that's my argument on.
That is true. You are always on a wait list. That is true.
And like, don't get me wrong, I do agree. Like, and another thing is, I try and overuse doctors. Like, if I have a little pain, I will go to a walk-in to like make sure it's okay. But doctors actually criticize you for even doing that. Once I started streaming, I started developing lower.
I don't give a fuck. They're getting their paycheck.
Yes, but
I can go in and do whatever the fuck I want. And be like, yo, check me out. Like, you got no say in the matter. You're still getting a paycheck. So
I have 2 instances of this happening. The first incident was when I was in university. I walked everywhere, and this was going from having a car to literally walking wherever you go. I developed a knee problem. I just had a swollen knee. I didn't know at the time, but I was getting really bad knee pain. So I went to the doctor, and at the same time, I had to get my birth control refilled, and you go to a doctor to refill it. And I told her all these problems and everything, and the doctor literally told me that you shouldn't come in when you have multiple problems because there is other people waiting and you are wasting my time. And I was like, well, what do you mean? And she was like, you are just walking too much. You just go on YouTube, search up some knee stretches, you'll be fine. And I was like, okay, but I didn't know that. Like, I did not know that it was just a swollen knee. All you needed to tell me was that it was a swollen knee. And like, I'm sorry, I want to get my prescription refilled at the same time. It's just, you know how goddamn long I had to wait 2 weeks for this appointment anyways. And the other situation, this happened a couple months ago.
I'd look at them and be like, how about do your job?
Well, and this was the other thing. So I was starting to develop lower back pain due to sitting so much for streaming. Yes, being a streamer, you develop lower back pain. It's awesome. Yes. And I was worried. I did not know if it was mechanical or if it was, I don't know the other word for it, but I didn't know if it was fully because that I'm sitting on the chair or if there was another problem where, you can get like a prolapsed disc or something like that. And so I went to the doctor and asked like, hey, like, I'm just wanting to get my back checked out, like, thinking they would do some x-rays or something. He literally told me to like twist side to side, touch my toes, and if it hurt. And I said, yeah, it does hurt. And something that they check for is that if you have pain in one of your legs, it usually means that it's a herniated disc. And since I didn't have pain in my legs, he literally was like, you just need to stretch. You shouldn't waste your time coming in if you have mild back pain. And I was like, what? That doesn't make sense. And then it's just, I've had issues with Canadian healthcare, especially when you need medication. They refuse to give you medication unless you are like absolutely need it.
See, it's the opposite where I am.
Really?
I got anything that I wanted, but I have.
You also have like actual. I don't want to say that Justine doesn't have actual, but you have like, long-term medical issues.
Yeah, like, are you saying like that to bite me? Or Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, like, for me, when I'm talking about the mental illness, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, I went to 4 different doctors who have all denied me medication for various reasons. Whether it's they think I want a study drug, or they literally say, I don't believe you. And then
they've done the same thing to me.
And the worst thing is in Alberta here, we go through Access Mental Health, and to put it very blankly, I talked to a psychologist when I was like somewhere, and he said, yes, that you probably have ADHD. You have onset ADHD, which means like it's coming. You know what I mean? Because I have adult ADHD. And I took that information and I went to 4 different doctors, and I've told them, and all they say is, oh, well, you have to go through Access Mental Health and you have to get a psychologist to write you a prescription. I said, that's not true, because when I talked to the psychologist, they said I could go to a doctor and like, continue this, blah, blah, blah. They're like, no, you have to go through Access Mental Health. But the psychologist told me that I didn't have to go through Access Mental Health because he literally diagnosed me right there and then. Yeah. And it frustrates me because if you go through Access Mental Health, it is $180 an hour for a psychologist.
Yeah. I've been trying to get a psychologist or a psychiatrist now for 2 years.
It's so expensive.
2 years.
Or you're on a wait list if you don't have.
That's what I'm on. I'm on a wait list.
You're on a wait list.
I've been
I didn't
waiting.
even realize I was open a whole can of worms over here.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No.
I will talk about this on my podcast for sure. But like, oh my god.
I
It
agree though.
frustrates me.
I agree though. I could go on forever because I struggle with the same thing, and oh my god. I just want to add this in real quick. I had a doctor one time, and like I'm a thin guy, but I have stomach health problems.
Right.
And I didn't know what was wrong with me at the time. Plus I have an insanely high metabolism, so I can eat and eat and eat and not gain weight.
Right.
I'm only starting to gain weight now, really, and starting to put on good muscle mass, so which I'm happy about, very thankful for. But I remember one day in the hospital, laying down on the bed, no shirt, and like feeling like I was dying. Literally, I thought I was dying because of my health problem. And she came in. I don't even know if I can say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. She came in and she told me. She said, "Wow." She said, "She said you look like you just came out of a concentration camp."
Wow.
And
That's very unprofessional.
My mother was in the room. I was fucking I will never fucking forget that, and I'll never fucking forget that doctor's name either. And I hope she fucking sees this one day because you. That is why you wear. That's why you lost your job. You lost your job, by the way.
Okay.
She lost her job. Anyways, that was
Well then.
both. So I'm sorry. Both me and my mother were so fucking flabbergasted that she said that.
Well, that was like
I didn't know how to respond. She walked away, and I was just like, I looked at my mother, and I was like, "Did
what?
she? What?" Like,
Yeah.
My mother was just like, I don't even know what to say, and I was just getting madder and madder by the second. Like my blood was boiling.
I have two experiences, but I'm only gonna say one because the other one is personal. I remember when, like I said, I've been dealing with doctors to try and like get on medication for mental health and stuff. I remember something happened and I went like to the doctor because I was very depressed. I was at my lowest. I had my quarter life crisis. Okay, at 18.
Yeah. Probably wrap it up after this.
Yeah, I know.
So we're not running too long.
This is the last thing. And basically I remember crying at the doctors, being like I need help. Like I literally was at my lowest. I was like, I need help. This doctor looked at me in the face and said, "You're just sad. Get over it." And sent me out. And I was like, whoa. And that's what made me just give up on the whole doctor thing.
I'd kick him in the nuts and wait for him to say it hurts and say, it's just in your head.
It's just in your head. It's just, yeah. But yeah, that's it.
I'd hold his head underwater in a sink and say, "No, don't worry. The drowning's just in your lungs. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Don't worry.
Pain is weakness leaving the body.
It's only going to be 30 seconds. It's only going to be 30 more seconds. It's okay.
You should smile more. It'll stop.
Yeah.
Smile as you're drowning. It's okay. Anyways, Lauren, would you like to lead us on out? That was honestly for a podcast. Yeah, we all chat a lot, and Justine, me and you like to fucking chat.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I feel like Lauren barely spoke.
Sorry, Lauren.
It's, you know what, everyone was having fun. It's all good. I seriously, when you watch back, there's like 5 minutes of me seriously just trying to like, contain myself because I was losing it.
I'm so sorry. I feel so bad.
No,
but yeah, it's once you get on.
Everyone had fun, right? So we're good.
Yeah, I did.
I feel bad. Don't
feel bad. Honestly, like, this week has been so weird, and like I was in a weird mood. So you guys carrying worked for me. Like it's all good.
Yeah.
Hey, if that's what was needed, then good, because I'm in the chatty mood. So
I've had a very bad few days, so this was really good.
Yeah.
Well, glad you enjoyed. Thank you very much for coming by.
Yes, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me on.
Family Podcast. Anytime. It was great.
And thank you everybody for tuning in. Once again, this is Justine, Kittykat23 on Twitch, and all of her socials will be in the description. And definitely check out her podcast because she's awesome and she clearly has lots of fun information to impart to you all. So check that out when it goes live. And yeah, thank you again for tuning in with us. Like us on Spotify and Apple, and subscribe to our YouTube so you get notified when all of our fun things come out. And until next time, have a good night.
All right. Have a good one, everybody. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.